can see them right here too.
Oh, hi.
Hi, if anybody is
Yeah, if
here.
you're here, make sure you say hello so we
Yeah.
know who we're talking to.
I think you need to like sign in to type. So we're just gonna wait for some people, and then otherwise we're just gonna go, and then I will edit out the whole beginning part because we haven't done anything yet. So don't feel
No,
like you need to rewind.
no, it's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, if we throw up this audio for people,
Hmm.
we'll cut that right out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Um, and we do have our like Christmas folklore, or rather winter folklore episode for you guys coming after Christmas
Oh.
this year. It's just been a busy year. You
Hey,
understand.
Mikey. How are
Hello.
you?
Hooray.
Yay.
Yeah. So yeah, this year our topic is snowmen.
Hmm.
So we're gonna ruin the snowman for you, which will be fun. And it's also good this year, being as it's a little late because it's not specifically Christmas; it's just winter. So yeah, we're technically not late with it.
Haha.
Just saying, just saying, we did it. So and on tomorrow for your like Christmas listening pleasure, we will repost our Santa Claus episode. It's called Believe. It's one of my favorites. We already reposted Elves at the very beginning of the season, also a favorite of mine.
Hmm.
If you're looking for a third, we have one on Christmas Carol, and I will put links to those in a post today or tomorrow in
Yeah.
case you guys need some Christmas listening while you're up wrapping gifts, or maybe you're cool and you don't do last minute things like we do.
Maybe you're very ready.
Maybe I don't want to know that because it makes me feel bad about myself.
Um, so today my son ran into Starbucks to get a gift card um for someone, right?
Right.
And then he came out and he was like, "Oh, I also got this like tumbler because it was 50% off." And I was like, "Oh, 50% off." I was like, I ran in so fast to grab like a whole bunch of stuff. So I saw that they had 50% off like their merchandise, right?
That's awesome.
So I went in, I grabbed a whole bunch of things that I was like, "Oh, I'll get this and that and this." And then I like paid for it all. I got myself a drink. And then I came out and then realized I was like, wait a second. And only one of the things was discounted. And then as I was walking back in to be like, hey, they did this wrong, but it should have been like automatic in their
Yeah.
system. I was like, they did this wrong. And it was still like a good price. Like everything was
Yeah.
like pretty much a good price. That's why I didn't realize. And then all of a sudden, I realized that it was only on the holiday things. So the stuff that I bought was like not holiday decorated. So that's how they got away with it not being 50% off. And I was like, oh,
That'll do
but I
it.
already had it. And I was like,
That's a pain in the neck. But you got some stuff done. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Hmm. Mikey, are you with us for like a little while? You gonna be able to hear our stories?
It's okay if you're popping in to say hi and you want to listen later.
Yeah.
We're hoping people come in and out. And if not, this is just so we have this is our Christmas tradition here at We Would Be
Hmm.
Dead. We do scary ghost stories. So that's what this will be called, Scary Ghost Stories Volume 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Damn. Wait, is it? Or is it just is this just the
No, because we
yeah.
had our first year we did You Read Me and I did the kit bag. And then the second year we did
But I thought we started in 2020.
2019.
Did we?
No, maybe it was 2020. Maybe this is
So I think this is our third
this
year.
is
It
volume 3.
feels like we've done it a
Yeah,
whole bunch.
that's right, because we started like right after Christmas. It's February is our anniversary,
Hmm.
in case you were wondering.
I think last year we just did a roulette style.
We did. I put all
Yeah,
the
and that
names
was
of.
just the second.
Yeah, I had a book of. I had still have it at home of Victorian Christmas stories, and I put all of the like little titles in a hat, and we just drew them out and
Yeah.
picked one of them. Um, and I think we did that at night on this night. Honestly,
Yeah, probably.
we're just daytime this year because
Hmm.
life.
Yeah.
But it'll be available all day, and we'll share it. So yeah.
Wonderful.
But this year is a little bit different. We have, I have a story, and then we're gonna let Leslie kind of give us some weird Christmas facts, and we're just gonna talk and go a little wild with it because that's fun.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we start?
Okay, so should we start with the story then?
Let's start with the story.
I have one. This one is called The Mistletoe Bride, and it's a traditional English ghost story. It's very famous, and somehow we didn't do it. I don't know how. we skipped it in the first couple because it's one of the ones that like pops up in most lists and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's just interesting. But yeah, bear with me because I am reading from my phone, so I can't make as much eye contact as I might be able to. But you can hear me,
I'll
right?
make the eye contact.
You make eye contact, make faces, do things. It's gonna be fun. And I have not read this before. We just read them. That's the thing. This is not like a rehearsed thing. So imagine we're like around a fireplace. We're sitting there. It's cozy. There are pine garlands and dried orange slices and cinnamon sticks and a beautiful garland. And you have a nice hot beverage.
Hmm.
Maybe it's hot cocoa. Maybe it's coffee. Maybe it's mulled wine. Mine would be
Ooh.
mulled wine. Delicious. Who knows? You have your choice. Um, but you're comfy, you're cozy, you're warm. It's Christmas, or it's whatever you choose to celebrate. It's solstice. It's. I wish we had Hanukkah stories, to be very honest with you. And if you have some, please send them to us, please,
That'd be
because I
nice.
struggle to find them. And if you know them, I would love to read one year,
Yeah.
or any holiday for that matter.
Yeah. Got my Shore Soaps mug.
Very nice. So our first year, I wrote this beautiful like introduction to get into this about sitting by the fire. So I tried to relive it a little for you, but here we go. The Mistletoe Bride by Thomas Haynes Balin. Oh, no. Hold on. That is a little poem in the beginning. Start one more time. At length, an old chest that had long lain hid was found in the castle. They raised the lid, and a skeleton form lay mouldering there in the bridal wreath of that lady fair. Oh, the mistletoe bough, oh, the mistletoe bough. And that's from the poem The Mistletoe Bough by Thomas Haynes Balin. So, story now. I hear someone coming. Has someone caught the echo of my footsteps on these floorboards? Is it possible? It has happened before. I pause and listen, but now I no longer hear anything. I sigh. As always, hope is snatched away before it can take root. Even now, after so long, I cannot account for the fact that no one ever ventures into this part of the house. I do not understand how I am still waiting after all these years. Sometimes I see them moving around below, sense their presence. Bramshall House has been home to many families in my time, and though the clothes and the styles and the customs are different, it seems to me that each generation is much the same. I remember them all, their faces alive with the legends of the house and the belief that it is haunted. Men and women and children listening to the stories, the story of a game of hide and seek. I pray that this will be the day, the end of my story, that this time someone will at last find me. But the halls and the corridors beneath me are silent again. No one is coming. And so then, as always, I am carried back to that first Christmas so very long ago. It is my wedding day. I should be happy, and I am. I am happy, yet I confess I am anxious too. My father's friends are wild, their cups clashing against one another and goose fat glistening on their cheeks, ooh, and their voices raised. There has been so much wine drunk, and they are no longer themselves. There is a lawlessness in the glint of their eyes, though they are not yet so far gone as to forget their breeding and manners. Their good cheer echoes around the old oak hall, so loud that I can no longer hear the lute or the viol, violin, viola, one of them, stringed instrument, or sitar. What is a sitar? Set for our entertainment. There is mistletoe and holly, white berries and red. At the end of the table, I see my beloved father, and my face softens. He is proud of me, and what this alliance will bring. Two local families of equal stature and worth. This union will be good for both. My mother has told me time and again how fortunate I am to be betrothed, married, as of 3 hours past, to a man who loves me and who is mindful of my worth. Isn't that what we all want?
Yeah.
Yeah. And see how we sit together at the head of the feast to toast the goodly company. They toast too.
Nice.
I look to my husband. Lovell is lively and bright. He touches my hand and compliments my dress, admires my blue eyes and the Christmas decorations that grace the hall. And he, I must learn to call him my husband. dances well and speaks well and makes each man believe that he, of all my father's guests, is the most welcome. The scent of lilies, lily of the valley, though I do not understand how such blossoms survive in the cold of this December. I have been told Lovell has done great service to the crown. He is said to be brave and that he acquitted himself in the wars. But yet the new queen does not favor him. I do not know how this matters, if at all. In any case, to date all affairs of state are forgotten. Lovell has opened Bramsham House to all those who should be there, regardless of their allegiance, and my father approves. This house that will in time become my home. The wedding feast continues late into the afternoon, as was the custom then. Things are different now. Conviviality, the best of hospitality. There is food and wine enough to satisfy even the greediest of his guests. Our guests, I tell myself, though the word sits heavy in my mouth. I must learn to wear my new responsibilities more lightly. The servants have gone back and forth with flagons and plates and dishes. That's what we need as servants.
Yeah, I think so.
Make Christmas Eve a lot easier.
Yeah.
No one lacks for anything. We have sung and listened to ballads of the old times, songs of love and loss and battle, and we have danced and danced until my feet are sore and my slippers worn through. A lot of dancing.
Lots of things.
Your slippers worn through? You danced a lot.
Too much.
Yeah, too
I
much.
would say.
I need to sit down. I can't be doing that. Lovell calls me his fairy bride. I want that. My fairy bride.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that nice? I know, I really like it. As he leads me in the cotillion, up and down, round and around we go. I am lighter than air, he says, barely there at all. And I can see this pleases him. Okay, Lovell, you don't need to talk about weight right now. You had us with fairy bride, and then it was because she's super skinny, and I didn't like that as much.
Yeah, but then like she's wearing out her slippers, so like, is she really that light?
I don't know. There's no illustrations. The hours pass. Outside it has grown dark, and I am very weary, having sat at this table for far too long, and would like to withdraw. See, you gotta sit down. You gotta go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to rest a while, though I know I cannot. So I continue to offer my smiles and nods, and I listen to the old man sitting on my right who wishes to talk of God and duty. No, that's not, don't do that at Christmas. No.
Not
No
at family
religion.
functions.
No religion, no politics. Just like in a bar. Follow the rules.
There should be no religion in Christmas.
Not like your duty. Not at the Christmas table. I'm sorry.
Not at your Christmas
so okay.
table.
I'm Santa Christmas, not Jesus Christmas. Yeah. Sorry. Still, if someone was sitting at the table for Christmas dinner and was like, "I'd like to talk of God and duty," wouldn't you be like, "No, it is Christmas. You could talk about God in reference to the baby Jesus, and that is it. I don't want to hear about your duty. Get out of here, dude." Good guy. Good. You caught it. Thank God. Oh, and he has flecks of spittle in the corners of his mouth.
Ew.
He's just striking out on all levels. I'm done. I don't want to hang out with this guy. I look to Lovell again, and I see that he too has tired of the feast. Our glances meet, and he inclines his head. He is as hidebound by the traditions as I am. Hidebound? That's a good word. All at once, I understand what I might do. I get to my feet. My lords, shall we have a game? I say. A game of hide and seek for all those who have yet strength in their legs. My husband laughs. Straightway the atmosphere changes. It bristles and sharpens. The young men think of what mischief might be hidden in the shadows. The young women dream of who might come to find them. The old men and matrons shake their heads, look indulgently on their excitement, and remember their own youth. So this is a lot like Smee.
Yeah.
Apparently, people played hide and seek a lot on Christmas Eve in England in Victorian times.
Victorians had so much fun.
They did.
They were just playful.
Maybe we need to play hide and seek. Probably not. But you know what? It's cute that they did it.
It never turns out well.
No, it doesn't.
In these stories.
You know, you're right. It does not go well. We definitely don't need to play hide and seek. We shall, says Lovell, clapping his hands. A splendid suggestion. Very good. Only if, though, my beautiful wife will honor me with a kiss beneath the mistletoe before the game begins. I feel no aversion to the thought of his lips upon mine, though I would rather it not be a sport to be observed by the assembled company. So prim. But I oblige and smile, tilt my face to his. A servant holds a bough over our heads. The servant's like, mistletoe! Oh. Cute. The bargain is struck. The watchers at the table applaud and roar their approval. Huzzah!
The Watcher is like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
That's what Giles was. He was a watcher.
Yeah, let's picture it's them.
Okay.
At this dinner.
Maybe she's a vampire slayer.
Anything is
And her
possible.
watchers are there.
Anything is possible. I'm just saying. Now let the game begin, I say. For this moment, I am La Fille Coquette. Charming and gay and entrancing, I can play this role. I can see Lovell's eyes upon me, and I know he means to be the one who discovers my hiding place. There is part of me that shrinks at the thought of it, but he is a gentleman. Okay, what are you going to do when you find her? Yikes. My husband claps his hands again, and all fall silent. The lady shall hide first, he commands. The gentleman shall seek. We will give you to the count of. But I do not hear what he says because we are already running lightly from the hall, laughing and glancing back over our shoulders. Silk and brocade, our pretty gowns, painting the house long corridors and cavernous spaces of Bramshall House, the colors of the rainbow. I hear the chorus of male voices counting 25, 26, 27. That's my male voice. It's good, right?
It's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My companions, girls who have not been told how unladylike it is to show such excitement, ugh, are in high spirits. Like me, they are grateful to be released from the table and the eyes, hands, and the eyes and hands of the old men.
Ooh.
Ah, God,
But now they're gonna be like looked for.
cornered in the dark and groped. That's what she's hinting at. I don't love that. Okay. We chatter, each of us choosing a room, though we keep it a secret. Young girls imagining the beau who might love them. So yeah, you're supposed to like find a girl and like make out with her or something. I don't like
Ooh,
this.
like 7 minutes in heaven.
Kind of. I think of my husband, that I am now a wife. I take the main staircase. Scarecase? Ah! I like that one. That was a happy accident.
Yeah.
All right. I take the main staircase. I do not yet know Bramshall House well. There are 60 rooms or more. That's too many to play hide and seek.
Wow.
Obviously, it's not going to end well. And I do not want to lose my way. 38, 39, what's meant? 38, 39, 40. On the landing, I hesitate, unsure of where I go. I need to be well hidden. The game loses its charm else, but not so well concealed that Lovell loses his patience in his search. Don't want your husband to be frustrated.
Mm-mm. I forgot. This is when those stories were like per word, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, we get it. We know what hide and seek is.
That's Dickens. Dickens was a penny a word, so
Yeah.
probably a similar thing, yeah. 47, 48, 49. We are all scattering in all directions in our game of hide and seek, and it is Christmas.
Yeah. Do
We
you
are
guys
hiding
get
seek.
it?
Christmas hide and seek.
Yeah.
We are hiding, and it is Christmas.
Yeah.
Later, there will be seeking on this
Yeah.
Christmas where we play hide and seek.
Yeah. And the ladies are giggling.
Marley is dead
Yes.
to begin with.
Yes.
Many years ago, this very night, he died. Dead as a doornail. Did I mention he was dead?
Dead, dead, dead.
Yeah. Good catch, Leslie. The heels of our slippers tap on the wooden floor, and the pearls on the hem of my dress, hand stitched over weeks leading up to my wedding, knock against the wainscot.
Did you know it was her wedding day?
And it's Christmas.
Wow.
She's got a dress on, by the way. I take the next flight of stairs up to the second floor where the smaller bedrooms are to be found. Pearl on wood, silk on dust, my bridal gown is heavy and ornate, but it fits me well, and I am not hampered by its weight.
God, she's so vain.
Along the upper gallery and into a bare room, clearly little used, with a pretty fleur-de-lis wallpaper.
I wonder if it is like a bear room.
It's just full of stuffed
Yeah.
bears and fleur-de-lis wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it is the scarecase.
Ascend the staircase till you find the bear room. Oh, now I want the Christmas bear to be a thing we do.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. I need like a bear skull or a stuffed bear. I'll work on that.
Yeah,
We got it. Okay. Perhaps I have brought the scent of lilies with me, but I fancy there is the slightest perfume in this room too. 99, 100. They got scarier as it got further.
Yeah.
We're in the bear room, so everything sounds scary.
Yeah.
Okay. Their voices are faint this far up, but immediately men's heels echo in the old oak hall, and there is laughter. Now their heels are clickety clacketing.
Man.
Some call out,
Kinky boots.
paying suit to their favorite. All the Anns and Marys and Janes, that's all their names. They're all like, Anne! One of them will answer.
Yeah.
There's 10.
Uh,
God. I hesitate again, then step inside the room. There is no furniture here, save a substantial oak chest set below the window. I walk closer. The wooden coffer is deep and long, the length of a man, and bound fast by four wide metal bands. I wonder if it once held the trousseau of another bride brought to Bramshall House, or do its proportions suggest that it was made for a lord of the manor for a
Mm.
voyage? Strong and sturdy to protect its owner's possessions from the roll and swell and jilt of the sea. Then I hear footsteps and remember the game. She was like, I gotta think about this chest for a while. Maybe it belonged to a sailor or a pretty. I'm hiding. So that's fun.
We didn't forget that you guys were playing a
No,
game.
you said it a
Yeah,
couple times.
yeah.
I unbuckle the ornate metal fastenings and lift the lid. It is heavy, cumbersome, and the clasp is loose and rattles, though I pay little heed to that. Rather, I am wondering if it might serve as my hiding place, and indeed the chest is empty, save for a bolt of pale blue cotton, which lines the bottom like a cradle. Like a cradle blanket, sorry, changing pages. I think of how pleasant it would be to lie down and rest. Then I imagine Lovell's face as he opens the chest and sees me looking up at him, framed in lace and tulle, and my mind is made up. That's like being in a coffin. I don't love that. I would be like, let my husband find me in my wedding gown in this wooden box.
Yeah, but she's making it sound like it's all cozy and then there's sexy lace all over and then be
Okay.
real hot.
All
And
right.
you'd have to like find her through the lace.
Okay.
And it's like one of those like slow motion things, like I
Yeah.
don't know, just things are flying and fluttering everywhere in the bear room.
They're doing this, and the bear's behind them, just like who's watching. Creepy bear. You're gonna love this next paragraph, by the way. I lift my bridal gown and, careful not to slip, I climb over and into the chest. I arrange my skirts around me and fold my veil to serve as a pillow. Did you know she had her wedding dress on?
Yeah.
Then lie back. I feel like a child again, not somebody's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, a long time ago. You probably are like 17. That's why. It's fine. I hesitate for a third time. Stop it. The chest is visible from the corridor, even in the weak light from the candles. I do not want my hiding place to be too immediately evident, so I reach up and with both hands I lower the lid shut. I hear the sigh of the wood as it drops firm back into place, the heavy click of the clasp.
The sigh of the wood.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then the click of the clasp. That's not a good sign. Didn't you see the episode of Punky Brewster where she locks herself in a refrigerator?
Oh.
Guys, don't hide in things that lock. I can hear the sound of merriment from below. I know someone soon will come. Lovell soon will come. Then I hear the sound of the door to the room banging shut, blown by a gust of wind. I do not think it will matter too much. It is confined within the chest, and I realize the air will soon become stale. I try to lift the lid, and for a moment feel a spark of concern that I cannot move it. But I feel safe within the dark and am grateful for the solitude. I am warm and comfortable and know the seekers will soon find me, so I do not worry.
It's nice. She found like a cozy spot. She's good.
I close my eyes and wait for Lovell. Not something I could ever do. My claustrophobia would save me in this instance.
Or would it make it worse because you couldn't get out?
I wouldn't get into it, is what I mean. I would never get
Oh.
into like a little
Oh,
box. I
okay.
couldn't. I did
would,
not.
I would just be like, sleep.
That's what she does. So she's you. I did not mean to sleep. So she's exactly Leslie. It's scary, sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. My head fills with strange dreams, wild imaginings that follow one hard on the heels of the next. A kaleidoscope of brightly colored glass becoming darker, like candles on a cake being blown out one by one by one. My sleep grows deeper. Memories of springs and summers and autumns of childhood. A winter wedding of tulle and silk. The white of the mistletoe bough and the green of the holly decking the halls. The food on the marriage table grows cold, congeals. They are looking and calling out my name. It is no longer a game. Impatience turns to fear. Lovell does not find me. They hunted all night that night and the next day. They ventured to the highest reaches of the house, but if someone did step into that bare room with the fleur-de-lis wallpaper, they investigated no further. If they saw the chest, they saw it was locked fast from the outside and did not think I could be there. When they called my name and I did not answer, they moved on through corridors and the attics. But then I could no longer hear them. I felt no pain or fear at the moment of my passing, just a simple slipping away. I died as I had lived, quietly, gently, leaving little trace.
Ugh. This is. I should have used this for the scary story for
Which one?
for Halloween because this is like a claustrophobia one
Yeah.
that you have to read right now.
Ugh, and I hate that.
They make it sound nice, but how long was she in there?
I think
You
she
know what I
probably
mean?
suffocated because she talks quickly about how the air got stale, and this is like a steamer trunk, so it's meant to seal things on a boat.
Oh, okay.
Probably doesn't want water to
So
get inside.
so it wasn't like days or weeks.
No, it was probably pretty fast. She probably suffocated.
Well, that's nice. That's good to
It's
know.
quicker. She didn't slowly starve to death or
Okay.
something.
That would be awful.
It would really be awful. Well, she's talking about how it's
to
like
be hungry and to die. It's an awful way to go.
yeah, and like you'd have to pee in there and stuff. I don't like any
And
of
on
that.
your wedding day.
In your dress, your wedding dress that is tulle and beads, and your long veil that is wrapped around you.
Although she probably was hungry because she was probably trying to like look good.
But she just had her
that day.
feast. She was just talking about sitting at
Oh,
the table.
true.
Doesn't matter though because she's talking about how she doesn't hear them by the next day because she's already dead. So I think
Oh.
it's safe to say she suffocated.
Okay.
I discovered I could still see things in the house and beyond its boundaries. I could hear things and sense the shifting of the world even though I was no longer a part of it. They drained the pond and scoured every square of 300 acres, extending the search beyond the gates to the villages of Farley Hill and Eversley, Hazley, Heckfield, and Swallowfield. They dragged the rivers running high and fast at that time of year, the Whitewater and the Blackwater, the Hart. Still they did not find me. The weeks turned to months and the months to years. Lovell lost hope. He took to wandering the roads and pathways through the woods, crying my name, and I wept to see him so broken. Inside my oak tomb, my body grew thin and, in time, faded quite away. All that was left were bones wrapped in tulle and silk, resting on a bed of blue cotton. Knowing I would have no peace until I was laid in the ground, I despaired that I would never be found, that I would be condemned to this half existence for all time. Lovell grew old. The children sang rhymes about him and pitied him, though they feared him too. When he died, he was buried in the grounds of Bramshall House, where he had hoped to make a home together. And although I never had the chance to know him in my life, my longing to lie beside him in death grew stronger, sharper, and with each year that passed. I had possession of these corridors. From time to time, some could sense my company. Stories of a white winter lady glimpsed in the upper floors of each December, rumors of footsteps heard running in panic from room to room, the wedding guests of years ago in their desperate search for the mistletoe bride. Yet though the house was known to be haunted, still no one came to carry me home. You'd think after all that time someone would have looked in that chest.
Like, have they never gone
They just saw it was locked
in
and
the
was like,
bear
well,
room?
guess it's not in the bear room because that chest is locked. But like, come on, you look everywhere. This is why when we talk about stories where kids go missing, it's not weird that the cops are like, look under the couch, look in this box in the attic, look in everything.
Right.
They didn't get this back then, I guess.
I mean, also, this is a story and not
True.
true.
That's true.
It's not true.
No, it's not true. Maybe they were all like, don't go in the bear room. It's awful.
Don't go. Yeah.
It smells really bad in there because of the bear. Not the body
Yeah.
slowly decomposing in a house that has no heat or air conditioning, so it's probably a really gross situation in the summer. 60 rooms. Nobody goes on that floor. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. The years marched on from one generation unto the next. England waged war in the East and in Africa. On the lawns of Bramshall House, men played cricket, and the white deer continued to roam the parkland. The story of Lovell and his fairy bride faded from memory. All those who remembered that night were long gone. Their children and children's children moved away. A new century began. England was at war once more. There's a lot to talk about things. This time in Europe, the sons and fathers of the villages were where once my Lovell searched were sent to die at Boar's Head and Somme. With so many lying dead, how could the loss of one young bride so many years ago count for much? I heard tell that red poppies blossomed on the fields of Flanders and France where their bodies fell. Here, each year, the berries of the mistletoe boughs still bloomed white at Christmas, and the leaves of holly are still green. I continue to sleep. When next I wake, it is summer. Bramshall House has been sold. Since 1699, there have been copes here. Now the last family has relinquished his possession of the estate and its 300 acres of land. Soon a new owner will come, and another story will begin. The last of the boxes are going today. I can hear the footsteps on the gravel and the strange thrumming sound, the vibrating of an engine. No horses now, but rather rubber wheels and the ability to travel great distances. These things I see and I don't see. The echo of my heart starts to beat faster. They are making a final sweep of the house, moving from room to room. Now I can hear voices outside my door. Men's voices, always men's voices, searching and asking for instructions. I catch the memory of my breath. The door to the room is opening. I hear it judder as the wood sticks on the floor, then releases itself and swings back. This is the sound I have prayed for. Footsteps crossing the bare floorboards coming toward me. Hands resting on the old oak chest. It is too heavy for one man to move. I hear him grunt with the effort, then call for assistance. Now other footsteps, 4 feet, not two. Then I feel the lurch and heave as the chest is picked up, lower at my feet and higher at my head, like a ship at sea. It rocks to and fro, and then they find purchase. But the weight and bulk defeats them. They cannot hold it. A curse, a shout, finger slipping. I am falling. One end goes down, and I am thrown sideways, an odd lurching sensation as the chest hits the floor with a thud. The metal gives, the clasp breaks, and the lid finally cracks open. At last. A moment of silence, then one of the men screams. He shouts for help as he runs from the room, gibbering about a skeleton in a bridal gown, bones tumbling out of an old oak chest. I am smiling. Oof.
So like all she had to do was rock the chest around and she probably could have broken the clasp.
Yeah, it seems like if you could have moved it. I mean, it's really heavy. They do state like 75 times about how heavy it is and how tiny she is. So maybe she couldn't. Now
She's just a little fairy bride.
She's just a little fairy bride. Now I smell lilies of the valley once more, and I can feel the sweet memory of happiness, and I remember that it was to laugh and love and hope. My smile grows stronger as I think of my husband and how soon, after so very long, we shall be reunited, Lovell and his mistletoe bride.
Oh,
Yeah.
how beautiful.
So there is a scary stories to tell in the dark story called The Bride that is exactly that.
Okay.
It's not Christmas. It's not as descriptive.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very short, but it is about like them playing hide and seek
Mm-hmm.
on their wedding night, and then they can't find the bride, and then years later they open an old trunk and her skeleton is in there. So it's the same story,
Okay.
which is pretty funny. And I wish I had chosen that one as one of the ones
Yeah.
we picked apart because I could have been like, well, there's all these great traditions, but no,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Wild.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good one. I like that
was
one.
a good one. I liked it too.
It's a nice read too. It wasn't one of the ones that's like
Mm-hmm.
filled with language that's impossible to sift through. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Right. Well, shall we talk about some Christmas fun facts?
Yeah, let's do some Christmas
Right.
fun facts.
Did we find one specifically that we liked?
Like a list?
Yeah, otherwise
have some.
I have one if not. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't one that we had picked before.
I found a couple, but I mean,
Okay.
you can,
All right, well, I'll just go through this then.
I can show you if you want to see real quick.
Oh, the
Okay.
Good Housekeeping one.
That one, and then the one before it had that guy, and then this one, the 30 Pioneer Woman one, and this one's Good Housekeeping. So whatever you choose or
Okay.
find, let's just talk about a few
Alright,
little fun Christmas
alright.
facts.
Well,
Now that we've had our scary ghost story.
So, we talked about this one before, but we'll bring it up again.
Okay.
So, the mistletoe, right? Mistletoe, or as it is more well known, Viscum album.
Yeah, that's how it's more well known.
Yes,
Everyone calls it that.
means dung on a twig, in Anglo-Saxon, and according to the National Wildlife Federation, it spreads through bird droppings. So think about that the next time you're kissing under the mistletoe.
It is also parasitic. When I was in
Yeah.
Austria last year, when you drive along the road, there's when you see trees, there's these big dense balls in them.
Mm-hmm.
They look fake almost, but that's mistletoe. Yeah, it grows in a knot like that, and it's all over there. And I was like, what is that? And we discovered it was mistletoe. And
Yeah.
sometimes they cut the whole ball down and they use them as decorations.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's wild looking. Like I always expected it was a tree like holly because it's got the leaves and the little berries and
Right.
stuff, but it's not at all.
No, it's a bush.
Yeah, it's like a weird little viney parasitic thing that grows in trees.
Yeah, it's like a knot.
Mhm.
Like a
Yeah,
knot.
it is exactly.
Wild.
Mhm.
All right. So, PopSci estimates Santa Claus would have to travel an average speed of 5.083 million miles per hour based on a 24-hour cycle to hit each household on Christmas Eve. It bases this on 2.67 children per household. With 75 million households worldwide, the speed of light is 671 million miles per hour. So if we ever get there, presents for everyone.
Oh.
But also like not everybody celebrates Christmas, so we could probably knock that down.
Probably.
So it's probably so easy for Santa to get around.
Oh, Santa. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, if he can bring back the ham babies, he can do anything.
Yeah, babies.
Like that story has circulated a lot this year. The story of like
Mhm.
Saint Nicholas resurrecting
Oh yeah,
babies in the
it's
butcher shop.
finally out.
I know. I'm like, are you guys just discovering this because we talked about it years ago?
I think they listen to our podcast,
I
and
hope
I want to
so.
get some credit for it.
I want to get some credit for it too.
Yeah.
We love the ham baby story.
Yes. Me too. I
Yeah.
called my baby the ham baby.
You
This
did.
year.
It was good. I liked it.
She's gonna roll up in a bin.
It's in a little barrel.
Yeah, a little barrel pop out.
Mhm.
Okay. The restaurant Denny's, known for its always open motto, decided to give employees the day off in 1988. The only problem was 700 of the franchises then, um, which is 1,221 locations, had no locks per the policy. Thankfully, corporate was able to come through with last minute installations. I didn't even think about that. So they never had a lock on the door.
Oh,
And then they were like, we're closing. And then they were
oh,
like,
that's
we
frightening.
can't. We don't have a lock.
That's bizarre.
A 2014 survey from Japan based online retailer Rakuten. Oh, Rakuten. Let me know if you guys need a code. That's where you can make money by spending money.
Oh,
Found 3/4 of Americans didn't like their holiday gifts, with 1/3 choosing to regift, 27% donating to charity, and 14% cutting their losses and selling while the items still had value. Christmas.
nice.
It's a good day. Let's see. This one's funny. Let's look for some good ones. Christmas on film. Okay, filmmaker Bob Clark made two of the most well-loved Christmas movies in their respective genres. A Christmas Story is the shoot your eye out tale of a boy and his quest for an elusive Christmas present. Black Christmas is about a this is the one that I want to do. I want to do Black Christmas.
Okay.
I messaged you the other day
Mm-hmm.
while you were getting your hair done because I realized I was like, oh, we should do a Christmas
Mm-hmm.
30-minute horror movie. And I want to do Black Christmas.
Ooh.
And there's three versions, which I think we need to do the oldest one.
Yes.
But I thought that we could then watch these other ones because one of them, Michelle Trachtenberg,
Okay, yeah.
however you say her last name,
Trachtenberg.
yep,
Harriet the Spy.
is in one of them. But so there's three different ones, and they were all so there's like a 1970s one,
Okay.
and then two more recent ones.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's fun. And that's
but
Bob Clark.
yeah, and
That's
it's called
funny.
Black Christmas, and it's about a maniac in a sorority house, and the guy had range. This guy, well, Bob Clark had range.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but so it's a pretty famous horror Christmas film. Um, these were as good as I wanted them to be. Hmm. The Italy-based, we'll go in different like areas of the world. The Italy-based emergency services organization Pubblica Assistenza Carrara. Oh, this is terrible. Anyway, Tuscany, Italy. We're gonna go to a next one. There's too many words in here that I don't know how to say. Funny traditions. There we go. That's
Funny
what I was looking
tradition.
for. Each year since the 1970s, millions of Japanese families have celebrated Christmas Day with a party barrel from Kentucky Fried Chicken. According to the BBC, a local to Japan KFC restaurant owner dreamed up this idea, and the company took it national in 1974.
Yeah, apparently this is a huge deal. It comes up in like every time you look for strange Christmas traditions or Christmas folklore. They're like, hey, in Japan it's KFC Christmas.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That
Sure.
bucket brings the family round.
Yeah, man. Come a running.
Yeah. If you're tired of the same old boring Christmas games, break out the Victorian era classic Snapdragon.
Don't play hide and seek.
Don't play hide and seek.
Do not do it.
But let's do a Snapdragon.
Okay.
Here's how it works. Soak a bowl full of raisins and brandy.
Gross.
Set it on fire.
Okay.
Then take turns pulling out handfuls and swallowing them whole. Better keep a fire extinguisher handy though.
Why is that a game?
Look how happy this like family looks.
Swallowing flaming brandy soaked raisins. What's the game?
What? They gotta stick their hands in there. But look at like the children.
The children are miserable.
The children.
Their mouths are burning. They're on fire. Why is that a game? What is the game part of it? Do you win if you do it?
Okay. I don't know anything about this to begin with, but what we know about hot cockles comes from the
Hot
book
cockles.
Sports and Pastimes in 1801, written and illustrated by Joseph Strutt. How to play. So it's a game.
Okay.
How to play. Place your head in another player's lap while others kick or hit you from behind until you
No.
guess their identity.
No. Why are all these games awful?
This is why we have problems.
I know. Christmas was rough
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
They were like, let me scare you, kick you, and make you eat flaming raisins.
Yeah.
I have to look up this game
Okay.
because now I'm invested.
Let's see. Christmas history. The first link between Santa and sleigh comes from an 1809 piece by author Washington Irving.
Yeah.
Well known for creating the Headless Horseman, Irving's St. Nick travels in a wagon. Most historians now agree this evolved into the sleigh depicted in 1823's A Visit from St. Nicholas, which we've talked about before, or 'twas the night before Christmas.
So this game is worse than we thought, by the way. Snapdragon.
Okay.
A parlor game popular from about the 16th century, it was played during the winter, particularly on Christmas Eve. Brandy was heated and placed in a wide, shallow bowl. Raisins were placed in the brandy, which was then set alight. Typically, the lights were extinguished or dimmed to increase the eerie effect of the blue flames spraying across the liquor. So you're lit just by this flaming bowl of brandy raisins.
Ugh.
The game is described in Samuel Johnson's Dictionary of the English Language in 1755 as, quote, a play in which they catch raisins out of burning brandy and, extinguishing them by closing the mouth, eat them. According to an article in Richard Steele's Tatler magazine, the wantonness of the thing was to see each other look like a demon as we burnt ourselves and snatched out the fruit. Fun game.
Oh my god.
Fun game. Holy cow. There's a lot more on that, but you were supposed to look like a demon burning your mouth with raisins. And there is no way to win, or there's no point to it. It just is the horrible thing you have to do. Who was like, let's play Snapdragon?
That's awful.
I think I'd be terrified of that game. I'd be like, absolutely not.
It's like a way more intense version of was it the Fuzzy Bunny? Is that
What's
what
that?
it is? Or is it Fuzzy Bunny?
Oh, like the chubby
with
bunny.
the Chubby Bunny. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chubby Bunny with the marshmallows. God. Crazy. Well, let's
Yikes.
see. This is weird.
Oh, the person who snatches the most treats out of the brandy will meet their true love within a year. So, okay, there is a game element to it. And another tradition, one
yeah,
of the
but
raisins.
they're gonna be burnt to a crisp,
Yeah.
and their
Yep.
true love is not gonna want them.
Yeah, well, they'll be very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, their tongue is destroyed.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Wow.
Yeah. This is wild. I can't believe that's a thing.
That really, yeah. Okay, the Addis Brush Company, a toilet brush company in the 1930s, invented the first artificial brush tree using the same equipment they used to create their signature product. They received a patent for the aluminum tree in 1950.
Oh,
It was a toilet brush company.
they are made of the same kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I guess I can see it.
That's funny. The people of Santa Fe, Indiana wanted a post office. Good for them.
Yeah, who
But
wouldn't?
but the feds already had a Santa Fe, Indiana post office. Okay. So they had
So?
one. After many town hall suggestions, Santa Claus was born. What? And in 1935, it becomes home to the nation's first theme attraction, Santa's Candy Castle.
So I guess it's so they could have a post office?
I guess.
They were like, but it's different. It's not just the post office. It has to get letters because Santa, but also it's a detraction.
Yeah.
So they just it was just a hack for them to get a post office. That's depressing.
That's so weird.
I don't like that at all.
No.
Get out of here.
Eh.
Agreed.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
That was fun.
Yeah. I think the games were the funniest. Were most interesting. Terrible.
Snapdragon. Now I wonder
And
if
the hot cockles.
I want to know what other Christmas games are before we.
All right.
Let's see what traditional Christmas Eve games are. I cannot promise we will ever play them because they sound very dangerous. Okay, what games did we play? Charades, Christmas bingo. 10 traditional Christmas games in the UK for all of the family.
Ooh, Piggy Squeak.
What is Piggy Squeak?
Well, this is actually from Cape May. It's because we live in a Victorian town, so
We
we
do.
probably have this
I'm
information.
sure we do.
So this is from capemay.com.
Local to us, so that's good. We are slowly getting to be in the dark.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh, I guess yeah, because I never turned on the light. Just realized
It's fine.
there's lights right up
I'm
there.
gonna turn them on. You
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. So some classic Victorian parlor games, which actually we do play here. Those lights are not working, Marjorie.
What about this hurricane lamp right here? Okay, now we're looking creepy.
There's an overhead light. I don't know why that's not turning. Whoops.
Let's do what I can.
Anyway, we're fine. You guys can see us right now.
We're fine.
Okay. So
You guys, all of you can
all
hear.
of you. Well, they'll hear at some
Yeah.
point. All right. So we have Piggy Squeak, Up Jenkins, which I do remember learning about that one. Throwing the Smile, Ooh, Find the Thimble. Ooh, that sounds
Where'd you hide
wrong.
the thimble?
Choose Your Punishment,
Ew, see, they're awful.
Shadow Buff, and Hunt the Ring.
I
So,
feel
okay.
like they're all awful.
All right. So look up Piggy Squeak.
Okay. Squeak Piggy Squeak. A parlor game that is sometimes called Grunt Piggy Grunt or Oink Piggy Oink. It is a variation of Blind Man's Bluff and was popular in the Victorian era. To play the game, one player is chosen to be the farmer and the other are piggies. The farmer is blindfolded and holds a pillow. Sorry, I had to click on it. All other players then sit in a circle surrounding the farmer. The farmer is spun around 3 times and then has to make his or her way to the piggies. Place the pillow on the lap of the chosen piggy without touching the piggy with his or her hands to maintain the anonymity of the piggy, and sit down, squashing the piggy. The farmer then says, "Squeak, piggy, squeak." When the chosen piggy squeaks, the farmer has to guess the name of the player on whom he or she is sitting. If the farmer guesses correctly, the piggy becomes the farmer in the next round. If the guess is incorrect, then the farmer remains to be spun again for the next round. The piggies all switch chairs so that the farmer will not know who is sitting where. Instead of squeak, piggy, squeak, any other animal can be substituted, like moo, cow, moo, or even roar, lion, roar.
Ooh. Okay.
So you have to sit on people and go, "Squeak, piggy, squeak." And then they go, "Squeak." It's a good pig impression. It's pretty precise.
Okay, Up Jenkins is this one's like kind of boring. But one player conceals a coin in their palm
Okay.
and then they slap it on the table, like they slap their palms on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal of the game is for the players on like whatever team without the coin to correctly identify which hand the coin is under.
Okay.
And that's that.
Okay.
What's the other ones? There was What's Your Punishment?
I don't like that at all.
What is it? Oh, Choose Your Punishment.
I don't like
I
that.
don't think it's as terrible.
It
But
feels
there's
terrible.
Throwing the Smile. Look up that one, and then I'll find.
Okay, I have a list. I don't
Shadow
know if I
Buff.
have the same one. Do you have this one with Hoop and Hide?
Nope.
Questions and commands.
Those are different.
Flap Dragon. Nip Nose. Fly Feathers Fly. Hot Cockles. There it is again. Archery. That's in the game. Get out of here. Hunt the Slipper. Mold My Cockle Bread.
Ooh, that sounds
Steal
dirty.
the White Loaf. Blind Man's Bluff. That's what I got. All right, what did you want me to look up?
I forget. I'm looking up Shadow Hunter right
All right, well,
now.
I'll go for one of the ones in the list I just had because that was
Okay.
kind of wild. Squeak, piggy, squeak. I don't like that at all. Where did I put it? Oh, I lost it.
Okay, Shadows. The game, sometimes called Shadow Buff, is productive of much amusement in a round party. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Here.
It consists in the. Who writes these things?
I don't
Why
know.
don't people like write? It It consists in the detection of the individuals who compose the company by their shadows.
Okay.
But these they are at liberty to disguise as much as possible. The following is the method pursued. What?
Okay.
I feel like somebody just copy and pasted this from like a
Yep,
Victorian book.
definitely.
I wonder if it's you just have to guess the person whose shadow it is.
Oh man. One spirited old Georgian and Victorian Christmas game was Nip Nose. Ooh. For this, a group of guests would sit in a circle with other guests sitting in front of them, forming pairs of men and women as much as possible. The guest on the inside would nip the other's nose between their thumb and forefinger. The aim was for the nipper to make the nippy laugh by asking them daft questions or making silly comments. A smirk, giggle, or chortle on the part of the guest would be with the clamped nose would result in a forfeit. So like Jack Frost nipping at your nose. That's like a game.
Oh, cute.
Yep. That's interesting.
Okay, yeah, shadow buff is just you figuring out whose shadow it is. So you like I think you hide behind like a sheet or something.
Okay.
You create a shadow.
That's fun. Don't do it in the bear room.
Don't do it in the bear
Don't do
room.
anything in the bear room.
Yeah.
Oh my
How
god.
joyous.
Wait. Mold my cockle bread.
Ooh.
Eminent Stewart writer John Aubrey wrote of a very cheeky contemporary Christmas game played in northern England. This wanton sport, as he called it, was known as Mold My Cockle Bread. According to Aubrey, when playing the game, the women would get upon the table board and then gather their knees and their coats with their hands as high as they can, and then wobble to and fro with their buttocks as if they were kneading dough with their arses.
I feel
That's the
like
game.
that whole description could be totally put into like a rap.
Yeah.
Hop upon the whatever it was.
Knead my cockle bread. Mold
Yeah.
my cockle bread. It's just women pulling up their dresses and shaking their butts.
Get upon a table board. A table board. Get upon a table board.
Get upon it.
And then gather up their knees.
Wow. Well, so if you need a game to play tomorrow night at your gathering, we've definitely given you some really good options.
Throw your hands in the air and then wobble to and fro like
Wobble,
you just
wobble,
don't
wobble.
care.
Yeah.
Shake that butt as
That's
if
the
you're
game.
kneading the dough
Yeah.
with your ass.
Knead dough with
It-
your ass.
It's like the new WAP.
That's the whole game.
I like it.
There's no guessing. They're just like, hey, you're drunk enough. Lift up your dress on the table and grind your ass around.
It sounds dirty.
Yeah, it does. That's true. Well, all right.
Okay.
On that note, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you hear it. It'll be available forever.
Soon.
Yeah. So, hope you have a wonderful holiday, and we'll talk about snowmen soon.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.